here. I mean, we feel very irritated, but we don't really know what is happening. And we know, I mean, we sort of, sometimes we sort of like excuses that, you know, he's a very bad person, she's very bad, behaving very bad, and this and that. You point to them. And of course, as they say that you point one finger to them, you point three fingers to yourself. You know, when you point finger to them, you point three fingers to you. You know, that's the thing. I think it's quite sort of like a truth. I mean, there is a truth in it. I mean, maybe it's a little bit of joke, but there is a truth in it. So it means, I mean, he's bad, she's bad, yes, okay, but then how about you? You know, so then you don't know how to describe about yourself. And then, of course, if you say, how about you? Oh, then, you know, you get angry. That's it. You get more angry, you get more irritated, and that's it. And you bang on table or break something on it or something. So that's the end of conversation, and it's not good, you know. So then, so therefore, what I'm saying is that, you know, what I'm saying, or what Buddha Shakyamuni was really trying to say, is that you need to really realize the cause of sufferings. And first of all, you need to know what is really the suffering and what is really we are going through. And I think that what really Buddha Shakyamuni meant to say by suffering, it means he wants us to know the life, the real life, you know, because most of us, we don't know the life. And I think he named life as a suffering. I think this is what I would say. And the life is, of course, life has to be understood. Otherwise, it's a very difficult. I mean, it's something that you have to live with, but you don't know that you are where you are and what you are doing, and like you are like almost like a robot or something like that. You just do everything, but you don't know what really you are in, and you're just totally driven by the emotions and ego, ignorance, basically ignorant anyway. So it's just always ignorant by ignorant, you know, ignorant. Ignorantly you are living in this world, and ignorantly you are enjoying, ignorantly you are suffering, ignorantly you are doing everything. But basically, if you have, as long as you have an ignorant to lean on or to base on, and that is the suffering. So even if you enjoy a lot in this world, you are suffering. You are suffering. So your life is suffering. And even though you enjoy, for example, you're drinking, like you're drinking alcohol, maybe some people are alcoholic, so they're drinking. Alcoholic means they're drinking a lot of alcohol, so that means they are trying to get a sort of enjoyment, or maybe they are enjoying, I don't know, but they are suffering at the same time, and because they're the how do you say, the period of enjoying that moment is totally ignorant, is totally influenced by the ignorant, caused by ignorant, influenced by ignorant. It'll end also by ignorant. So therefore, it's totally wrapped by the ignorant. So therefore, it is suffering. And therefore it causes a lot of problems, not only in the future, but not at this moment also. It causes a lot of problems by drinking, by doing all sorts of different things, as I mentioned before. Even though you do good things, like religious things, also causes a lot of problems. For example, these religion, like for example, the different religion, they do lots of prayers and doing lots of things, lots of yogas and lots of things. But at the same time, they have a very strong barrier, strong sort of a box around them, around us. and say, I am so-and-so religion, and I hate their religion. I love my religion. So this means hatred and the desire and the anger functions. So it's again the creation of the ignorant, even though you love your religion. No matter whether you are Buddhist or you are Hindu or you are non-Buddhist or whatever, Christian, it doesn't matter. You love your religion. You hate the other religion. So that's it. That's a failure. That's the reason why the Buddha Shakyamuni said in the sutra very clearly that you are not allowed, like my student, he said, my student are requested not to be not to hate other non-Buddhist religion. He said that very clearly. So that actually, what he really meant to say is that the hatred is never allowed. Never allowed. In any sorts of, I mean, in any condition, it is not allowed, because it's the creation of the ignorant. So therefore, the ignorant is the cause of the hatred and the desire and greedinesses and all these things. So therefore, the ignorant is the one that really we have to watch out. So this is one of the Four Noble Truths, which is suffering, you know, the causes by the ignorant, which. But the ignorant, now many people may think that, you know, what is ignorant actually is a misunderstanding actually. Ignorant is the misunderstanding. It is understanding. It is a form of understanding, but it's a misunderstanding. It's not something. Ignorant doesn't mean that you don't know anything. I mean, you are blank or something like that. No, you know a lot. Actually, that's the ignorant. You know a lot, but you are not knowing the thing that you should be knowing. You know, you should be. You are knowing something wrong. That's the ignorant. You know. So actually, I would say ignorant is something. I mean, the ignorant is something that knowing too much is the ignorant. I would say. You shouldn't really know that much, you know. If you are too smart, if you are too clever, then that's the point where you get into trouble, you know. And that's the point where you sort of become, you know, like a thick-headed. You know, the head will be very heavy, too heavy. So, you know, then you wouldn't know what really you are doing. So this become quite ignorant. This is an ignorant, I would say. But this is maybe it's totally wrong. That's my explanation. I mean, my way of describing ignorant anyway. But actual fact, what you really have to understand is that the ignorant is not something that you don't know anything. You know a lot, but you know wrongly. Misunderstanding. So that's the thing. So basically what you really misunderstand about the phenomena is that we understand them. We understand them as, how do you say, as they are permanent, you know, or as they are perfect. Perfect means in the sense, you know, perfect means perfect in their as they are appears to be, and permanent, and clean, and whatever, you know, like actually all these things are what your concept says. Whatever the concept, or whatever your concept or your conceptual mind projects are the true. This is what the ignorant understand. Everything is true. Like for example, the tree, houses, and doors, and all these phenomena, like a man and woman, and everything. All these things are the true. It's a permanent, and it has to be like this. It is like this.